wanted to explore and express with this movie. And can you talk about the beauty of nature face to face with the violence of men?
Good Lord.
Wow, that should be on the poster.
I don't know. Will?
I think for us, in many ways, it was about subscribing to Alejandro's vision for the film, and I think he was, mostly responsible for exploring, I think, some of the themes you're talking about, violence of men against nature being one of them. I think the biggest one for me personally was, and something that I actually identify with in a lot of Alejandro's movies, is the kind of complexity of humanities and how complex we kind of are as humans. Alejandro doesn't tend to represent people as overtly good or bad. He actually tends to kind of build characters and craft performances that are very complex and tend to have a kind of mixture of good and bad. You know, I think the closest thing to a villain in this movie, for example, is probably Tom's character Fitzgerald, but he's not an out-and-out villain. I mean, even though he is a kind of pretty vile dude in the movie, you can empathize with certain aspects of his character makeup and what his motives are, you know? As for the beauty of nature against the violence of men, I think, you know, a lot's been made of some of the kind of more brutal and violent moments in the film, but I think it's paired really beautifully and balanced with so many kind of, you know, stunning exhibitions of nature and what nature has to offer. And I think as violent as nature is towards, you know, the men in this movie, I think the men in this movie are also kind of quite reliant on it. You know, I mean, they make a living out of nature's resources, and I think Glass actually comes to rely on nature in order to save him in many ways.
How am I gonna
I mean,
just do another question?
That was
I'm not
very.
gonna. Yeah.
I kind of, it was
Took
convoluted.
ages.
It took ages.
Yeah.
and-
It was very good though. There's nothing I can add to that. I would agree with all that. Also, our job on set is mostly to look after our character as opposed to themes or anything else. Like, we're kind of battling for your guy, you know. That's kind of what we do, and Alejandro looks after the bigger picture.
So this is for you. What type of ride was Star Wars, and how did it feel to do a film like The Revenant compared to like Star Wars with all
Having
the
played
special
General Hux?
effects and Harry Potter?
Yeah, no, Star Wars was good, you know, it was good fun. It was because that is just evil in my mind. That he's just not a good man. So that was just fun to do, and it's just very different. I wasn't on set for a long time on Star Wars, whereas on The Revenant we were all there for. I've been saying 7 months, but I don't 4.5 years. But no, was it 7 months?
It was about 7 months. Yeah.
So that's a long time to be cold. So they were very, very different experiences, but I'm, you know, equally proud of both. But I probably had a little bit more to do in The Revenant.
So what was the toughest scene to film in this film? What's the best and worst experience of making this movie?
The opening battle was pretty. It was also we were getting used to the process, right? Like it was the very first thing we shot. So the opening battle was very difficult, but we were fresh, so I guess that was good.
Yeah.
Whereas by the end of the film, we were all kind of.
Yeah, technically that was very difficult, but I suppose endurance-wise, the things that became really, really tough sort of came later in the movie once, as you said, we weren't as fresh and the weather really did kind of turn up.
Yeah. And we were all kind of a little bit sick and, you know, all that sort of thing. And also, you had that one with Tom where he's ramming your head into the snow.
Me and Tom's fight was pretty tough. I mean, that's actually slightly extended beyond what you kind of see in the film. It got colder for many a reason. I guess getting submerged underwater was pretty tough, and that was kind of the end of that battle scene. That was a bit of a tough one. And then the travelling beats we all did as a group were...
They were the things, they don't occupy a huge amount of space in the film, but we spent a lot of time out there just transporting Leo across these mad kind of environments. And any day which was a travelling beat day, you were like, you know, because they didn't really use doubles or do any of that sort of stuff. For those beats, it was nearly all, it was us basically, so they were intense.
And the terrain was really unforgiving, like in every instance, basically.
It was
walking through
really
rivers
narky and totally unforgiving.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much.